got a little bit to begin with before we start everything else. So, anyone remember what happened last time?
That's just a
A lot.
A lot.
Lots of things, yes.
Trev's world exploded.
World exploded, sorry?
Trevor's world exploded. What do you call it? Eldracus.
Eldracus's world exploded, yes. He found out, poor Eldracus found out that he is not an orphan child. His whole family is in a prison. And the Queen kidnapped him to raise as her own. At great cost to Princess Mer'a revealing that information. Anything else happened? That happened. Sorry?
Azzie ripped a dress.
Azzie ripped her dress?
Yes, Azzie ripped the dress.
After talking about Sata porn.
Farida, what were you going to say that happened?
Well, the weirdy stuff with the marks on the wrist. That was a bit...
Yes.
Okay.
There's marks that Tharion put on certain females that had been once imprisoned. Tharion or Jim, can you remember anything that happened last time? Anything that your character totally didn't do?
No, I couldn't have been anyone.
Okay, anyone want to...
I heard Vine flew himself straight into Victorian's face.
At first.
That seems legit.
Legit, yeah. Got so drunk his magic went awry.
Yes. Well, I guess next thing to do is start where we didn't quite get to finish last time with Tharion. You were going for a midnight rendezvous, were you not?
I believe the location may change. Yes, ma'am.
You went off again, darling.
Yes!
Okay, so we'll start there. So, outside, not far from a maze, there's a lovely bench where Countess Elandra Buttercup is sat, waiting for you. How do you approach?
So she's on that bench, but she's not in dormitory.
You weren't meeting her in the dormitory, you were meeting her outside, I believe?
Okay. Wasn't sure if the plans had changed or not. Okay. That's where it'll be.
She sees you approach, she greets you. Hello, Tharion. It's been a while.
Tess?
It's not working again, sorry, honey.
I don't know what to do, Shona.
That was fine.
It's weird. It's like just certain times,
Yeah.
certain bits that go funny.
I just need to get a new headset, I think, maybe.
Right. Do you want to repeat yourself, Tharion?
Countess, I would expect to see you.
I believe we had an agreement to meet, my friends.
I went here at the event.
I originally had not planned to. Well, I had planned to come, but at the request of the High Queen, how could I say no? And she looks kind of very weary, very tired. But still gives you a very sweet smile.
I will nod and I will sit next to her on the bench.
I am sorry. I know I hurt you a long time ago, and I wanted to make amends. I'm so sorry, Tharion.
There's nothing. There is nothing you. Oh, for fuck's sake! Will it stop cutting out? I don't say that to her. Just to be very clear.
Okay. Try
Is
again.
is it worth Shona putting herself on mute while you just talk with your mic fully on until you're not?
This
your turn?
is with my mic fully on. This is meant to pick up
Oh
any
gosh.
yeah. I need to get a new headset, so I'm fucked out of this one. I think.
Is yours plugged in okay? Like,
I'll check it. One sec.
I know there's a half plug bit. That's all I was thinking. Is that's not fully plugged in?
Just 1 second, love. Let's try this. Is this any better?
Yes, much.
Okay then. What was the sentence just that I was responding to?
She said, "I'm so sorry, Tharion." She was very sorry that she hurt you.
You have nothing to apologize for.
Seems I made the wrong choice many years ago. And I was made to suffer for it.
You do not need to suffer any longer.
You sound like Looney. She told me that. Looney and Rory said that I don't have to suffer like that anymore, but they'll come for me. I know they will.
You will not be harmed. On that you have my word.
Rory's, now that he's helped me get away from him, and so has the other ladies, he took the money you gave me. He accused me of being a prostitute. And I was saving that money to leave him, and Rory's helping me with my decision, and I'm gonna be leaving him. Over to you, Jim.
Tharion nods.
I might need your help. I might need your help.
How can I provide assistance?
Since you last knew Stan, he's become very close friends with Torin. Very close indeed. I might need your expertise at helping me the divorce if that's too much trouble.
Please forgive the impertinence of so direct and forward a question, Countess. But if Vitorin's outburst at the ball was to be believed, the marriage has never been consummated. It may simply be annulled.
Rory recommends going for divorce because of everything the two of them have done to me. I don't want to relive it right now.
Then I shall not ask for any details. Simply know that when the time comes, I, as ever, remain at your disposal.
She hugs you. Thank you, Tharion.
I think he's very taken aback by that and just goes very, very rigid.
I'm sorry.
You have nothing to apologize for, Countess. I understand this has been a very trying time for you, but those times will be behind you.
She nods. I can still go invisible if you think it's best we're not seen together. Going back.
It may be for the best. If the last thing you would want is tugs wagging.
She nods. I understand. And she goes invisible and will walk back to the dormitories with you invisible. Is there anything else you want to ask her while you're walking?
No, I'm at least acutely aware that sometimes the walls have ears in this place.
Indeed. And now, it is a new day. Your reputation has all changed. Did you all get a chance to see what your reputation is now?
No,
No. Anyone else?
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, I did. I think I'm a little better now than what I was, but I'm still a bit behind you all.
You are a little better. Well, you're not a little behind everyone because Abby went down again. Azalea went down again. I mean, her talking about porn, disappearing on the dance floor, leaving the person that she was dancing with by himself, and caught in an alcove with a boy.
Hashtag hot mess.
Sounds like a party to me. Not that I'm often caught in alcoves with boys, but you get the idea.
We do.
You don't need to put on airs around us, Trev.
All right then.
So how your reputation has changed, Azalea. Fae will be like everyone will whisper negatively as you pass. For Trev, you are just wonderfully neutral. And Farida and Tharion, Fae see you in a positive light and may see you as an advantage match or ally, depending on what you're after.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a new conclave.
There was.
Featuring...
A 4-page expose.
Yes, this one was a bumper issue. There's so much that happened. So much. And 2 retractions, because there was a rumour that went round last time about King Tidal and Princess Fauna, and that has proven to be very incorrect. There was a little bit about even, I believe, each of you in this one. There was a little bit about Eldracus, a little bit about the hot mess, There was also a hashtag Nightgrace. And Farida was mentioned as part of an unforgettable finale to the introductory ball.
Oh. Well, she didn't fall down the stairs, at least.
No, she didn't. And as it's a new day, can you all please roll initiative for me so we can go through what happens with each of you in the morning?
Ooh.
Okay. It had to be Tharion first, didn't it? I should just write you as first, Jim, and not last. Okay. We will be starting with you. So, we've already done that. So, Tharion, you have a slight dream, a memory. Princess Jasminium handing out flowers to the nobles at the High Elf court, including yourself. She gives you a smile. And Lord Ash follows her behind her to keep an eye on her. You awaken. What do you do this morning?
I think I awake still somewhat unsettled by the events of yesterday, but even in private, not willing to give it away on my face. And I think I attend to my letters, attend to my duties, feed and send off my doves, and then head through to the main dormitory for breakfast.
So, what are your letters?
I would think there's more a case of responding if any came back to me in this point in time.
Okay, so you're not sending any of your 2 letters today?
At least not immediately.
Okay. As you go into the main chamber, because today you are having breakfast in the ladies' dormitory, when you go into the main chamber, Prince Dalby informs you of what I've just said, and because it's got more security for Elandra, he advises you that Lady Solosi of the Dark Elves has moved into that chamber as well and will be present, and that Lord Arak Azugar and Lord Rill Azugar have decided to leave early. Is there anything you wanted to discuss with the prince privately?
Do we have any inclination of the reasons why they're leaving early?
No, we haven't. You haven't been told anything at this time.
Excuse me.
I do remember you mentioning that you wanted to have a chat with Jimmy on the morning before going to breakfast. Are you still wanting to do that after your trance?
I do have all the spare hours. Yeah, I think he wanted to talk to me about something.
Tharion, I've got a favour to ask.
What appears to be the matter?
Things have been going pretty well for your friend Jimmy, and I made a decision. I when I was younger, as you know, I was married very young, and she turned out to be a blood-sucking harpy and took me for all my money and took my kids. Kind of used me as a sperm donor. Whatever. Anyway, she still gets a lot of money from me, and I wanted to get custody of my kids. I was hoping you could help me get them from my evil ex-wife.
Of course, I will do what I can to help in this endeavour. Do you have a name for documents I can retrieve?
Now I've got to Now I've got to remember what I named her. Sorry. I believe it was Lady Jennifer Starr.
I see. And she is still taking your surname?
She likes my surname. It's better than hers and her current husband's name.
I see. I will see what I can do. I can make no promises, but I will pull the requisite documents and see what we have to work with.
Thank you. She's... The divorce was really rough. I did not know about good lawyers, and she's a lawyer herself. Yeah. However, I do have information that I already have. So the guy she married is a fairy called Cat. Yes, a fairy called Cat. He's weird. He has an afro. I don't trust him, and she's addicted to fairy dust.
I see. Very well. I will do what I can with this information.
See, this is why you're one of my besties. Ah, thanks. Thanks, Tharion. You made my day. You're gonna help me get my kids back.
Like I said, I will see what I can do. It all depends on what's strong enough.
I believe
Oh
in
dear.
you.
I
No
see.
I
pressure.
believe in you. You can do this. You believed in me, and I believe in you. You can do this.
Using my background ability of court functionary, would I know that an addiction to a drug would make her unsuitable as a parent?
Potentially, it could. But you'd need to prove that she's got the addiction first.
Okay, worth knowing. Yeah, then I guess one of the first... I'll use that sort of forewarning and then extra time to use a letter to send off a request for the archives for all marriage material pertaining to Lord Jimmy and Lady Jennifer Starr.
Okay. Right. So you've assisted Jimmy. Is there anything else you want to go do before you go to the breakfast?
No, I think that's about it for now.
Well, we'll leave your breakfast for the next bit, and we'll go to the next person in the line. Hello, Eldracus. Lord
Hello.
Eldracus.
Thank you.
You need to update yourself to being Lord now.
Sorry, I will do it right now.
It's Eldracus.
Mm-hmm.
You dream of a life before this. Learning from your father what it is to be a lord, and that you become the man of the house if anything happened to him. Your mother says for him not to be so harsh on you, and she allows you to go and read in the library with your siblings. In the library, your little sister pounces on you to see what you're reading, and your brother smirks as, for once, it's not him that's being pounced on. It's a very wholesome memory, and then it ends. What do you do this morning?
Well, I remember where I am immediately. I am with, Timor and Prince Vitorin. They are right in the next room. So I will immediately, I will get dressed, put my usual steely sort of face on, and I will head on out. Are either of them up?
When you go into the chamber, you see Earl Stem Buttercup has moved in, and Prince Vitorin is actually packing up to leave. You don't see Tamara at this stage.
I'll just look at him, sort of confused. Is he packing like everything up, clothes and the works, as if?
He's packing everything up.
My prince, you're leaving?
I'm having to. It seems some things were taken from me last night while we attended that farce. Don't worry, tomorrow'll still be here, Lord. And you'll have Stem for company in my stead. But yes, unfortunately, because of the things that were taken from me, I'm having to visit Mother.
I see. What things? May I assist in retrieving them, if they are retrievable?
Walls
That is.
have ears. Don't forget that. Let's just say the things that were taken were stuff I couldn't afford to lose. And I have a feeling she'll be furious, and we'll all feel it when it comes to that part.
I'll sort of like half wince, knowing that, well, presumably I would have seen the Queen's ire irked earlier on, so I'll sort of half wince and I'll say, I take it Timor is recovering said lost things. I will assist him any way I can.
Good, you should.
Of course.
I am starting to wonder where your loyalties lie. Newly titled Lord and all. But anyway, I do have to go. But don't worry, I'll have friends accompanying me.
And I will just bow, and I will actually assist, because I should really, seeing as I was there as a as part of the entourage. Is he packing the stuff that he's packing? Is it literally just everything that we brought?
Everything he brought with him.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
He doesn't know if he'll be allowed to come back at this stage.
As we're packing, and I put something in one of his bags, I'll say, "Is there anything that you wish me to do in your stead?"
Find out who took my things. I have an inkling of who it is, but find out all the same.
Of course. And who else was in the room? You said Stem, was it?
Yes. Stem.
Stem Buttercup, is that right?
Yes, Stem Buttercup.
Okay. And I'll turn to Stem and I'll say, and do you know what has been taken? Or are your duties elsewhere?
I am not privy to that information, I'm afraid. And I am on the same inkling that the things that were stolen are probably from someone I don't quite like either. If it is indeed him. My former rival.
I see. I would suggest that we also watch Princess Mira. I don't really find it an accident that Princess Mer'a happened upon the only way to disrupt Prince Vitorin's plan.
You mean what happened with Tharion?
Indeed. The only link that could have been severed to thwart it all was broken by her. It may very well be that this, whatever it is that has been taken, is more of an in-house issue.
We will see. I don't know if my dear, clever sister would be able to figure that out on her own. But you can follow that lead.
As you command.
And that is where we'll leave you for now.
Okay.
We will go to Princess Farida. Princess Farida.
Hi.
Before you awaken, you get thrown to the cell by... Sorry, you get thrown to the ground by a guard in a cell. You see the blonde mermaid. Farida, it's you! She smiles and hugs you. I know you don't remember me, but I'm your sister Anya. I missed you so much. What do you do in this memory?
So this is basically a dream.
This is your memory.
Memory.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this is not a dream, it's in your memory.
I thought it was a dream.
I'm letting you decide what you would have done in this memory that you are now remembering. I thought I'd give you a little twist.
So this is a sister of mine.
Yes,
that I didn't know about.
This is when you're first thrown into the cell. And that's how she's introduced herself to you.
Is that all that I get in the memory?
That's all she said so far.
Nothing else?
So you've been thrown to the ground in a cell by a guard. You see the blonde mermaid. She says, Farida, is that you? She smiles and hugs you and says, I know you don't remember me. I'm your sister Anya. I've missed you so much. What would Farida have done first meeting this person?
Obviously, she'd be quite surprised. She'd obviously want to find out more about how to piece the two of them together.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so I was kidnapped a while ago with my handmaiden. She's somewhere in this prison. I can't remember where I was going at the time, but Daddy had sent me away to go to another kingdom. The carriage was intercepted, and I was brought here. You look so grown up. I haven't seen you in years. Look at you. She gets all teary-eyed.
It's so nice. Yeah, it's so nice to see you. Why were you sent away?
It was for a diplomatic thing. I can't remember why you were sending me. Sorry, memories get a bit hazy when you're here for so long.
I think all of our memories are a bit hazy.
It's hard to hang on to things, but she looks at the cell next to her, and you can see through the bars there's little children in the cell next to her. There are two little the little boy and little girl. They've been here since they were born. So
Oh no, that's so horrible.
It's a horrible place.
How can anyone be so cruel like that? Capture children.
Who knows what the Queen of the Unseen wants with us all? And that's where the dream ends. You wake up. What do you do this morning?
Just at first, I guess I just wake up and just like kind of wait a minute just to kind of process what I've just dreamt about. Trying to see if I can remember anything else.
You want to try and remember something else?
Who's in the room when I actually wake up? Is anybody else there?
Daria's there getting your clothes ready for the day, making sure that you've got all your makeup out and everything. Do you want to try and remember anything else?
Was I dreaming or was I sleep talking or sleepwalking?
Are you asking Daria?
Maybe I could. Yes.
Daria, I didn't. You weren't sleepwalking. You weren't sleep talking. What were you dreaming about? Were you having naughty dreams about Lark? Dish.
No, I wish.
I read about
No, it was nothing like that. It was much more
You have to read the new Conclave.
strange.
You have to read the Conclave. You get to see everything that's on it as she like brushes your hair and everything. These are your outfit choices for the day, and then for this afternoon, there's your outfits for the afternoon tea, in case you want to switch outfits up.
Well, Daria, you're always one step ahead of me.
Of course. So anything else?
What would I do without her?
I know. Right. So anything?
Wow, there was a lot of things that went on, wasn't there, at the ball?
Oh yeah. I know you already told me, but ass face. I needed
It was
that
so
laugh
funny.
so much.
I was trying to hide it, but I don't think I did it very well. It was just too funny.
I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't have hidden it.
Well, we deserved it.
Something
Well,
tells me my sisters were behind it, but you know what? I'm not going to think too deeply on it. However, if Duke Vine did that himself, haha. If someone did that to him, good on them. He deserves it. Now,
It brought a bit of light-hearted fun.
it did. It sounds like it did and was needed.
Definitely. I don't know why Tharion was just kicking my heels all night when I was dancing.
Well, you mean until she collapsed?
Like, as if I didn't.
Oh my gosh, people think she's pregnant.
Maybe she just lost all sense of what was going on. That's maybe why. Maybe she just got sick. Yeah.
Did you do anything to her?
Who knows? I didn't do anything to her. Why would I?
You two hate each other, but it's fine. If it wasn't, I believe you if you say it wasn't you.
It wasn't me. I hadn't got time for her right now. Lots to think about, but she's at the back of my mind.
Good. Are you... Anything else you're trying to do this morning before I skip on to the hot mess?
Not really, just reading the papers, just getting more and more shocked as the stories go along, and just getting ready, I suppose. Just getting ready to go for the breakfast thing.
Okay. When you go to the main chamber, that's where your sisters are waiting for you. Arena speaks first, saying, "How are you doing?" They both look really concerned.
I had a very strange nightmare vision.
And they sit and they listen to you tell them about it. And while they are doing that, hi, hot mess. How are you doing?
Sleeping.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So we'll go to you. So
yeah.
as you awaken, you hear your uncle's words ring in your head. If you marry outside the car, you won't see everyone you want to.
Mm-hmm.
What? So, Arya, your
Yep.
handmaiden, he is getting your clothes out for you ready.
Is there any event? Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I'm just asking you, is there anything on today that means I need to dress up?
Yes, there will be the afternoon tea this afternoon.
Okay. Well, for this morning, can I dress casually then, please?
No. Well, until the afternoon tea, you can dress casually. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Put my letters on.
Do you? That'll be the next round. I'll do the letters. So as you go, so do you go to the main chamber next?
Yeah, I've got dressing a comfortable but still like fancy-ish dress.
You see
And
your brother hasn't slept well. He sees Arya and seems triggered. Get out! You shouldn't be in here.
Look, how dare you talk to Arya like
Not
that?
near her, you liar! And Arya looks shocked by this. What do you mean, Prince Locke?
Look, why are you talking to Arya like that?
When I was locked up, I was made to share a cell with Cherry Blossom. Ring any bells?
With who?
Give me an insight check into Arya, please.
Yeah, 2 seconds. That's inventory. Skills. Insight. There we go. Big difference.
You see she has a moment. It goes weird. She recognizes the name. Something tries to make her forget, and then she recognizes it again. We need to see your uncle now. He shakes his head. So it can be branded like you and Will? I think not.
What do you mean branded? Like the Ari's had a tattoo for years.
Look.
Since we were kids.
Why does Will have the same one then? Haven't you ever thought of why? You see,
I just assumed.
You see, Arya, I could barely sleep. I wanted this to be a lie. So I went to the archives, a place where their magic can't touch. And do you know what I found? Arya's going to... You see Arya extend a hand?
Mm-hmm.
You can tell she's about to cast a spell on your brother. So I will...
I jump in front.
You're going to jump in front.
I shout stop and I use counter spell.
Okay, so where is the spell? So Trev, correct me if I'm wrong. I need to cast the spell first, and then she needs to do a counter spell. Is that right? Or does it just...
Correct.
Okay.
So you cast a spell either as an action or a bonus action. Counter spell is a reaction to that spell.
Okay. Action.
So yes, unless they are doing it with like a sorcery point to make it subtle, you can react to it.
Not. However, so it's the spell sleep.
Okay.
Right. It's a right. Okay. Right.
How accurate is Arya throwing sleep?
Right.
Now I'm wondering about my whole childhood.
So basically,
Sleep is a funky spell
Mhm.
when it regards the Fae and elves and stuff because they are immune to being put to sleep magically. But, however, because this is your world and everything is in the Fae realm anyway, they very well could have adapted a sleep spell to work on other Fae.
No way, she's a great nanny.
also they're not elves.
Just-
Yeah.
Actually,
Yes.
I will do a different spell because she's got a different spell she can use. So I will try that instead. Let's try this one because it's a what is it? A wisdom. Oh God.
Before it gets to that stage, because counterspell has been declared as a reaction,
Yeah.
what we need to establish is what level the cast spell is being and what level the counterspell is at. So
Yeah.
Jordie needs to declare what level spell slot she's using for counterspell.
Oh, 3.
Level 3. What's the spell level?
Level 5.
Level
Level
5.
5.
So Jordie needs to make a spellcasting check and roll over a 15. I don't
Okay.
know what your class is, so I don't know what your spellcasting stat is.
Okay. Go ahead.
Right.
The spell.
So wait, where is the spell check thing then?
What class are you?
Oh, class.
Mhm.
Oh gosh. Let's me just go a second. Class level. Sorcerer 8.
Right, okay. So Sorcerer
it's
is your
Char.
charisma. Right, so what
class-
you need to do is you just need to roll a charisma check. So on your character sheet,
Yeah.
on the mains tab, bottom left,
Yes.
charisma. Roll that
Yeah.
dice. You need to get 15 or over total.
Okay. Yeah. Fuck.
Also,
natural
that
one
was a
ain't gonna do it.
save. You see on the left-hand side, there's the one which says abilities, right?
Yeah.
Let's be fair here.
Mhm.
Do you see the one next to it where it says roll ability check next to Char?
Yes.
Press that one instead.
The little blue button.
Yes. And 11 still is not going to do it, but it's not that one.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
Okay.
So the spell goes off. But the character saves anyway.
Okay.
She is very annoyed. It did not work.
And now do I use counterspell now?
You already tried the counter spell.
I don't know if I like.
Yes, so what you rolled was the counter spell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I didn't press it. I didn't use the use power button. I didn't use that one. Is that okay? Is it to mark it off my spell slots then?
That's fine.
Boom.
Correct.
Yeah, just mark it off your spell slot at the top.
Sorted. So yeah. Yep. So we're back to in the game. What the hell, Aria? Why would you do that?
You stupid girl! And Locke goes, protect it from the truth. Leave
Going on.
before I report you. And she goes invisible and, from what you can tell, leaves the room because the door does open.
What? What's going on?
And I'm going to leave you at that cliffhanger, Jordie. And it will go to back to the top of the round.
Ah, yes, the High Elf Court, where we all have our shit together.
In theory. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so it's breakfast for the ladies. You see that they've had a few deliveries of flowers, and you've already told me that you may have organised one for someone who's not in that room. Can you give me a perception check, please, Tharion? It was a very low DC. You see that there are some black flowers in the bin. So,
Interesting. With those flowers being in this room, and knowing what I know, I'd like to make an insight check to some of my fellows as we enter the room.
okay, who do you want to insight and tell me?
You know which two it is. I don't want to have to say out loud.
Okay, yeah, they do the insight into them too, but it's
18.
18. Who's that one for?
The prince. I'll do insight for the duke. 14.
Bear with me a moment. So, Prince first. Don't read anything on him. Sorry. And we'll do Iran.
You don't sound sorry.
I learned from you. You don't read anything on either of them. Sorry, Tharion.
That's fine.
Do you want to do one for Jimmy?
Yeah, why not?
You've got your best friend though. You don't even.
I don't care, to be honest.
Aww. Really? You don't care? How dare you?
I'm already helping him with something, it's fine.
Okay. Right, you all take your seats around the table. Breakfast is served. Lady Selose starts. Thank you for inviting me here. I didn't feel comfortable staying in the dormitory with the men of my court, especially the two of them that were associated with. May I speak freely? And Prince Dalby nods. The Duchess sent me to keep an eye on her brother and to report back on Rill in Iraq. I'm aware they've had clandestine meetings with Victorian, and I firmly believe that they have left to support him. Duke Elnor has his own chambers, and I would have just been left in chambers by myself, so I really do appreciate you inviting me here, and I will say I do not trust Lords Rill and Iraq. I never did. Is there anything you want to say to her before we continue, Jim?
No.
Okay.
Content to listen.
The prince speaks up and says, some of us will be visiting the High Queen on an urgent matter. Can I ask that the remainder of you help Elandra and Lady Selose settle into these quarters? Jimmy and Cedar, please can you assist them with any luggage? And is there any other matters we need to discuss? Jimmy first speaks up. I've decided to, because you've all been such a great support to me during all this, as a Tharion and Farida, I'm gonna try and get my kids back. And they all just smile at him and nod. And then he nods to Elandra, who says, I just want to thank you all for your help and support, and Rory and Luna for helping get me out of that hellhole. And she starts crying, and the girls just all hug her. Is there anything you want to bring up during that?
No, I'm going to keep quiet for now.
Those who will be attending the meeting all get messages that only you can read because it's an illusionary script. It reads to meet at the war room at 11 a.m. The rest of you will all be getting yours in your next turns as well. So, is there anything else you want to do before the war room?
Mostly, I'd like to make, and I know I've been rolling really badly on these so far, but I'd like to make an insight check to our new arrival's earnestness. I want to know how true it is.
Lady Solose,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead.
Need to take an insight check on that.
She's not even going to try and deceive you because she's not. She's telling the truth. She was sent by the Duchess of the Dark Elves, who you would know is Lord Elnor's sister.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's the one who got the Dark Elves that are there in your court out of the Unseelie court. She's the one who brought them there, and Lady Kazada Solosi was one of the ones that followed the Duchess.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
She's also one of the ones that you would have seen dancing with, I believe, Eldracus last night. Anything else you want to do?
No, I will just make ready.
So no letters at this stage?
I don't think so right now.
Okay then. Lord Eldracus. I have to make sure that I say Lord correctly.
Yeah, it's a new thing. I've got to wear it out somehow.
You do.
New money.
Eldracus, you hear in your head from Princess Nita. I looked into our brands. She can only look through our eyes, not our thoughts.
Can she... I take it she can't hear or be present in those regards.
No, she cannot hear. She can only look.
Is there any way to detect when she is looking?
No, not that I've found.
Well, Prince Vitorin has been recalled by the Queen. So she may be looking a tad more often. So be careful.
I will. At least we know in that room she can't see.
We also need to be careful of that as well, because
Don't forget how
those...
many words sending is.
Oh, yes, it's 25, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Right, yeah.
You
yes.
are wasting her spell slots right now.
Okay. That in itself may be suspicious also.
Okay, go on.
Meetings in there should be a minimum.
She doesn't reply.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you send any letters or doing anything in your room once Vitorin's all packed up?
As far as any letters go, Eldracus is kind of... He's in a really sort of torn position at the minute, because the jobs that he was supposed to do when he arrived here is now for someone that he doesn't really want to do 4. So he's kind of, his focus is split. What with this new information that he's been given the previous day, and now he's trying to wrap his head around how to proceed. And now that the Vitorin is going, I think most of his attention will be focused towards Timor to find out what he is doing. Not only to just find out, so I know, but to assist if I can, because I still need to be involved and at the very least keep up the appearances. So no, not really. I don't really have a letter to send. I would need to speak to Timor in person.
Okay. When you come out of the room of helping Vitorin, you see Timor is in a private conversation with Earl Buttercup. What do you do?
What's their reaction to me entering?
They stop talking immediately.
In that case, then I'll say, is there anything more that I can assist, my prince?
Follow up on your lead.
I will bow. I would like to get an impression whether they were talking specifically about me or whether it's just information that they don't want me to know.
I will do... You do an insight, I'll do a deception.
Okay.
You have to beat a 24.
Oh, is that all?
That's all!
Yes!
Wow.
Not 20. Awesome.
When it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Congratulations. So, they weren't talking about you. They were actually...
They weren't?
No, they were talking about Elendra because Earl Buttercup has just received a notice that his wife intends to divorce him. Happened quite quickly. So that
Okay.
so yeah, you find out the thing that you weren't gonna find out. Just yet.
Okay. Right. Say that again, just so I can write this down, because I got part of it.
So
Right, so...
they weren't talking about you.
Yeah, I got that. So it was about Elandra.
Elendra is it's a notice that Elendra intends to divorce Earl Buttercup.
Right. Okay.
That is what you get.
Okay. I will leave the room. And I will head for... Actually, I am going to go for breakfast.
Okay.
And I want to see... I want to see who's there. Presumably there may be some... I mean, if people are actually breakfasting together in certain places, I will sort of head that way.
So it depends. There's like a common area where some people just go to like talk and everything and have breakfast in kind of a communal area. Or some people have it sent to their dormitories. It depends what you want them to do.
Oh, I'll go to the communal area.
Okay. You see the dwarves, satyrs, goblins. That's who you see there.
Right. Question about the dwarfs. Do they normally come to these
This is their
gatherings?
This is their first time there. Just like you.
Okay. Screw it. I will approach the dwarves.
Okay.
I've approached people, periodically anyway, so I will approach the dwarves. Good morning. If I may be so bold as to introduce myself, I am Lord Eldracus.
One of them sizes.
May I join you this
one
morning?
Of them sizes you up, and then another one goes, "Of course you can, lads. The more the merrier. Get your seat down. Actually, go get yourself some scran first, and then come sit and join us."
I will. Presumably, there are like servers and stuff to fetch the stuff to you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I will just sit down and wave one of them over.
He'll
And
have
I will
some
get-
ale.
It looks like I'm having some ale, and I will order a. I want to size these dwarves up.
Okay.
Just
There's four.
you know, a dark elf has just come over and introduced himself to some dwarves, and he's been asked to sit down. I want to of the dwarves that are here present now. I want to gauge their reaction to me.
Okay. Just give me one insight roll. Okay.
17.
Okay. One of them seems just really friendly, genuinely happy to have anyone join them. One of them just gives you a wary glance. And so does the other two. They're a bit wary of you because of what court you're from. But the friendly one is just happy that you're there.
Okay. What court are these from? Are they from any specific sort of
Yes,
court? I know the dwarves. Yeah.
They are from the court of Fire and Stone. There is a king, but then there's no lords underneath that. It doesn't follow normal nobility.
Fire and Stone.
Fire and Stone.
Okay. Well, they being brand spanking new, they don't have any sort of.
They're not a brand spanking new court. They just normally don't attend these things because normally,
Well, they don't have a court rep.
they do. You would
But?
know that for many years the reason why that they didn't come is they didn't get along with the elves. That has recently changed.
All right. Okay. I will just sort of chit chat at the minute for this very open one that's invited us down until my food arrives and my ale. And once they arrive, I'll go. I did want to order a massive platter of food. Right, absolutely massive, far more than I could possibly eat.
Mm-hmm.
And when the ale arrives, I will.
I will let this check.
I feel like Eldracus is having its.
Go to next bit. So to impress dwarves, you would know eating and drinking ale well goes a long way with them. So drinking more than one mug of ale will go a long way with them. However, it might end up that you need to do constitution saving throws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will. Go on.
A message comes to while you sit down. You, Hardin, and Ben Mudd, who is the one that's being nice here. The three of you are handed a message, and you read it, and it says about attending the war room at 11 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Hardin,
How long have I got?
You've got about an hour.
Right. Okay.
Hardin, seeing that you get the message too, eases a bit up, and just gives you a nod.
I will. I'll give him the the nod back, just in recognition that he's nodded to me, not in any sort of way that it's like I know what. Just
Laddies, he's alright. He's alright, says Hardin. So he's now told the other two that you're okay. They exchange a look, and then they see that even though it's illusionary script, they just nod as if to say, okay. Because out of the four of them, Hardin, the more older looking one, the grey looking one, he is... You'll have been given like the itinerary of who's there. Hardin is the older one. He's like the more senior dwarf that's with them. Benmud, the one that's being nice to you, he's like the more diplomatic one.
Right.
So, are you gonna attempt to keep up with their drinking?
Absolutely not, right? But I am going to do something actually, because after he said, he's all right, and I will take my first mug of ale, and I will just say, well, that's sort of deflated things, has it not? I was hoping to earn that comment without the use of that and the use of this, and I'll hold up the ale, and I'll just go up to the dwarves, and I'll chug it. And I'll chug the first one. Yeah.
You're not used to ale.
Hopefully, yeah, but I'm used to alcohol, wine and all that sort of stuff.
Okay. Another round! You get in front another mug.
Okay, I will eat lots, and in, I hope, the customary way of dwarves, I will share out this large platter of stuff that I've got.
They'll join in. They'll take, because it's a big, I'm guessing, what did you go for? Was it more like a big fry-up meaty thing that they would enjoy, or?
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. This is everything. This was more about what the dwarves enjoy and less about what I want.
They are helping you eat the platter.
I will make it look like that I'm eating a lot, but I will just be grazing and nibbling, right? But after that first ale, I will take a good hefty chunk of food just to try and soak some of that up. But after that, I will just be nibbling and grazing. So I want to, during the course of all of this, I want to try and steer the conversation as to why the dwarfs are here.
Benmud will turn to you. Lord, we met with the Prince of Elves and some of the lords, two of the lords and the Duke, and we had a discussion and we ironed things out, and we've made a truce. We'll see how it goes, but it's going well. It's going well.
Oh, they must have paid you a great deal of things if it's going well. It's been an extremely long time since I've heard of the elves and the dwarves getting along. And
we've made trade negotiations, and it'll go well. It'll go well.
My golden jewels, no doubt. Credit to the Dwarven Empire.
They'll trade some of our stuff, we'll trade some of theirs. It'll all be good. Now, drink up! And they all chug theirs back.
To the trade with the dwarves, and I will try and... Well, I will chug mine, and then I will suffer whatever consequences I get later.
Okay, do you want to give me your... do you want to do a constitution saving throw for me? It's a low DC. You just have to beat 10.
Here we go. 1 incoming. Here it comes.
Just have to beat 10.
Oh,
you beat
12.
10. There you go. See, very low to start off with. Right, and that'll be you finishing your breakfast with the dwarves merrily. And Kind Song was being nice to you. If you had to do another one, Kind Song was going to be nice and give you a bardic, but you don't have to do another one. So we will move on to Princess Azalea. I mean, not Princess Azalea, Princess Farida. I do apologise.
I think.
Trying to say everything.
Yeah.
Wrong one. Sorry.
Meow, thanks.
As you talk with your sisters, there's some deliveries. You get your notes about the war room. And the following things are dropped off. 1 bouquet of purple roses for Princess Arel. 4 bouquets of red roses and 1 bouquet of white roses for Princess Arena. 1 bouquet of rainbow roses and 1 bouquet of black roses for Princess Farida. Now, Princess Farida, I am going to show you the messages that come with your flowers. The rainbow is the first one.
Messages.
Oh yeah, they come with little cards on them, don't they, your flowers? So that's your first one. And then the second one for the black roses.
Let me have a look at these.
Now, once you read the messages on the roses, let me know what you do with them.
Where did you send them? Just on my normal messages thing?
Nope, if you go to letters in Spring in the Fae Realm server.
Letters? I'm on letters now.
Yeah, they're both there.
Are they?
Yeah.
I can't see.
I will read them out to you then. First one, the Rainbow Roses, says, Dear Princess Farida-Fay, thank you for granting me the honour of being your partner during the ball. I'm sorry I wasn't myself for a while. I'm working on myself. I'll speak to you about it later. I love you. All my love. Prince Lock Bellerose. And now for the black flowers. Dear my Farida.
My Farida.
Yes, you outsmarted me once. Shame on you, my naughty girl. Trying to make me jealous. I'll deal your distractions soon enough, and then you'll be mine. Vitorin. With those messages on those flowers, what would you like to do with your flowers?
The first ones, I'll cherish the first ones, and the letter, of course. The other ones are going in the bin.
I expected as
I'm going to spit on them. I'm going to spit on the letter and put it in the bin.
Your sisters, everything okay? So Serena, to you? And then Errol looks and goes, Vitorin. You can tell she looks like she's about to be sick. Oh.
Yes, that's just something I had to do. Get rid of those. Who wants black roses anyway?
Your letters haven't popped up. Where did you send them?
On the letters? Is it not there?
No, it's not there. So I will continue.
Oh, there. There you go. I just didn't press the button properly.
There we go. So your first letter is to Paradita.
Yeah, they're not like public letters or anything, just private letters.
These are just private ones, so this means that no one sees them.
Yeah. You can read it if you want. I just don't like reading them.
That's okay. You would have seen Princess Paradita dancing with Poa during the dance. And then let's take the one to our Jimmy. Actually, you probably wouldn't have noticed because you were too busy.
I wouldn't have noticed because she spends the time in the dream world. And she would have been trying desperately not to fall over.
okay. I will work on your responses to those later. Oh, you're sending one to
Yeah.
Jimmy. Someone
I'm
else
making the
okay?
Jimmy's ones quite because we've got a bit of a
Banter.
banter thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You tell him that you love him. Oh no. You don't
He
say
knows that anyway.
You don't say that to Jimmy. Jimmy will think something else.
No, he won't. He knows. What have I just pressed? Oh.
Okay, right. So you send those off. You hear a knock at the door. And Daria lets in Lady Irvine, Beverly Irvine. I see that you are here. Please take a seat, Lady Irvine. And Arena is, give me an insight check into Arena at this moment. Your eldest sister.
Yes. So Lady Beverly's joined us now.
Yes, Lady Beverly is there.
Right, insight. Hang on.
Ooh, nice. You see your sister's demeanour change as soon as she enters. She's all business. Do you straighten up as well?
Yes. Yes. I think you want to be on the good side of her.
Errol notices that and sits up and like clasps her hands and everything. Lady Beverly, oh my gosh, thank you so much for inviting me. Silence! You misbehave. We've read the conclave this morning. Oh my gosh, I can explain. No. Enough, Beverly. Your behavior is inexcusable. I let you off during the first night when you were harassing Lord Tharion. Oh my god, I was not harassing him. He is my soulmate. No, he's not. Did you not read the conclave? That is just a phase. It is not a phase. He's with Princess Mer'a. You attacked Lady Selose. You've behaved improper throughout this whole thing. I'm sending you home, and when we return, we will organise an arranged marriage for you. This place, you are not behaving in the best interest of our court. You can't. Oh my gosh, you cannot do this to me. Silence. I've had enough. We have had enough. You've embarrassed our court for the last time. You've been playing these games with ladies every single year that you've attended and not married. It's trying to sabotage them. Last night was the last straw. You're done here. She runs out weeping. And that, my sisters, is how you deal with an embarrassment. Shall we eat breakfast?
Yes. Wow. I think Farida's probably a bit scared now.
So,
making sure she stays in line.
how's your courtships going?
My courtship is amazing. I feel like I'm floating on air.
I'm glad to see you so happy. Errol says, mine is going well also. I'm very happy with the Duke. She smiles. you'll have seen that I was mentioned in the most recent conclave. Arel looks at you as if which one of you is going to speak first. Fine,
I'll just go a little bit quiet.
Fine, I'll do it. Okay, so Prince Nero matching you instead of his cards. So she puts her head in her hands as if she's ready to listen. Princess Nero and I have known each other. Sorry, Princess Naro and I have known each other for a long time, and it started with just a flirtation, and he's wanting to be in a courtship with me, but I know what a marriage with a high fae entails, and I'm a bit scared with the responsibility. We do have, as our brothers would be next in line rather than ourselves now, as they are firstborn males, it does mean that I can marry freely if I choose. I have a lot of things to think about before I enter into any kind of thing.
Yes. Well, that makes sense. Because you are young and you have lots of time to figure out all of those things. And it will be worth the wait for the right person.
He gives you a smile. And we'll end yours there. Great. And we'll go to Princess Hot Mess.
Just change your name to that.
I kind of want to, but...
Well, actually, the Enclave calls me Book Princess, so I'll take that.
Bookworm Princess.
The Bookworm Princess. Alright.
Okay, so there's a deliver... So, is there anything you do after Arya... So your brother starts pacing.
Mm-hmm.
Aster's managed to sleep through this. And Willow's is like, calm down. Is trying to calm your brother down. Anything else during this moment?
Did we decide last time, I can't remember I rolled the dice, whether or not I'd noticed Willow's tattoo? So is it worth me rolling it again to check?
You already noticed it last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you that comes through, so you already know that it's there.
I thought so.
Okay, well then.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, sorry.
While your character is probably trying to process this, there's a knock at your door. There is a delivery of 2 bouquets for you. One of wildflowers and one of black roses. Do you read the cards now or will you save it for later?
I think I'm going to look at them really quickly, just so that I can distract myself for a minute while they're sorting them out.
We'll go with the black roses first.
They seem to be on trend at the moment. 2 seconds.
I wonder who could be sending black roses.
Great.
And then we will do the wildflowers.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So,
what do you do with the flowers?
Well, the black ones, I'll just throw in the bin because he basically said the same thing I already know. Now I need to figure out what the hell's going on with Arya.
Yeah.
I pick up the wildflowers, kind of look over at Willow's and give him a sort of shrug in agreement. That we probably should keep our distance.
Okay, and while you are doing that, Willow's notices the black roses and just glares at them because he knows who they're from. And as he does, your uncle storms in the room with the conclave in his hand. What is the meaning of this?
The meaning of what? I've not read our copy yet.
Azalea and Willow's. Look, I will deal with you in a moment. And he shows you the page with you and Willow's. And what it says.
Don't worry about it. People take things out of
To save both
context.
of your... Right? No. You were caught. Azalea.
Yeah,
This can
fixing
ruin
my dress! He stopped people seeing my ass because my dress broke. He's being chivalrous.
You don't get what this means. He'll have seen your ass.
He didn't see my ass. He turned around. He let me hide in the corner after I used invisibility to get out of the ground. I'm good. We're safe.
You were caught. This shows
No.
you were caught.
Okay, so what? They've done 2 retractions, haven't they, or something?
To save both
In the past?
No. To save both of your reputations, you two are getting married.
No, that's not fair on Willow.
Enough!
Just send me back. Send me back.
I am the king. I make the decisions, just like I already have done with Tharion. You two are getting married. Enough. That is the end of that.
Just send me back.
Silence! You don't get to talk back to your king.
I'll just leave.
You get given a look by Will as if stop.
Fine, Uncle.
Look, follow me. No. I will not be branded to keep your secret from my sister. One that none of you told me is my adopted sister. And
Sorry, what?
And that she has a twin sister.
Oh, what?
The king gives a shocked look. How do you know this? I was tortured by Vittorin. Branded while he told me what he'd do to my adopted sisters, Azalea and Cherry Blossom. He told me what he'd do to Farida after he'd gotten me to kill Lord Windgrace. Last night, when I couldn't sleep, I went to the archives to see if it was true, and I saw that I found the adoption records of my parents adopting Azalea and Cherry Blossom. So you can't tell me it's not true.
What the actual life is going on here?
The king looks unhappy that this has come out and waves, and the brand is off Willow's neck. I'm sorry you went through that. But telling her...
Sorry.
And Locke just looks and says she deserves to know the truth. And that she has a sister. Your sister and I shared a cell when I was in the prison.
Oh, and that's not compromising. But sharing an alcove for 2 seconds is.
She's my adopted sister. What is there something wrong with you?
Sorry, wrong person talking. I thought it was.
The king looks at you and just shakes your head. I'll send you home, but you're still getting married. You've been seen in a compromising situation. You know how these things go. You've read enough books.
And then, if you marry me up anyway, I'm staying. Keep an eye on Locke.
Well, I can't. Fine. But you'll behave
you.
for the rest of this.
No.
You
What
will
do you mean?
behave for the rest of this.
That's fine, I'm behaving. What do you mean by adopted? And this cherry blossom we keep talking about.
You have a twin. You and your twin were adopted by my brother and his wife. That is all.
So, I'm really confused what's going on here. You're saying that Mum and Dad aren't my Mum and Dad?
They are. They raised.
And that there's a second one of me.
Look, she's not. She's very different from you.
Are we identical?
Not identical. Her has a different colour and.
That'd be interesting, but, like... Where is she then?
She's in the prison still.
You mentioned prison yesterday, but, like... I thought it was just war prisoners there. What do you mean? How's my sister there? She's not a war prisoner.
I don't know why she's there, but she's there.
This makes no sense.
And that's where we're gonna leave you for now.
Also, seriously not helping Jim. Oh my god! I don't know if anyone else has noticed in the general chat that there are some interesting gifts.
I think they're quite appropriate for what was going on, actually.
I have sat on that information and not acted on it for so long. So for me, it's a case of, this is not new, this is just me just like, well, this is how it's coming out then. Nom.
It's new to me! What the hell? Sorry.
Congrats. Congrats. You found out. So
Oh.
we go back to Storm. Just before the war room, there is some letters I forgot to give out. Well, actually, that one's a bit later.
I do have one to send out before the War Council, but after the breakfast.
Okay.
And it's based on previous ascending spells, I believe there is... it's not with a letter, but it does include some roses.
Funnily enough, you have got two that you would have got. So this is your first letter that you'd have received. Once you've sent the roses, you get a letter in response. And
Marvellous.
you will have one that just appears in your room. I think you know who delivered it.
Yes, it's signed.
Yes, from the cutest little goblin helper. Your friend, Tidal. So you said that you would have done that, and you said that you were going to send a letter as well, quickly beforehand.
No, it was in reference to the Night Orchids, so that's sorted.
I've got just a quick question. Is that the same Taggle?
What do you mean? Are you saying that he somehow survived and ended up in this world? Maybe.
This could have happened before?
It could have happened after, and somehow he got there, and he's a lot older, and he's a high level monk.
Possibly. Hey, that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. It was kind of vague.
Just multiverse theory, wave it off.
Yes. I was just curious, that was all.
Sorry, I love the character so much that when I got the chance to make goblins, I wanted to make another Tagore who may reference some kind of evil goblin that he used to work for that was mean to him. You would have got some as well, Lord Farinoll. And when you return to your quarters, either before the one council or afterwards, you also get this one. Yes, Jordie, if you are wanting to write any letters, you would need to write them and post them, please. Are you doing yours publicly? Azzie?
No.
Okay.
2 seconds. I've only got 2 seconds left on this last one. I'm just dating it now, but things have changed. Help with.
Yes, you have a twin sister.
Do. And do. There you go.
Oh my god!
I know, right? So many apologies.
No, that's not bad at all!
What's wrong?
Nothing. It's not for me to say. It's not my character. It's not my court.
Who's that you're reading?
Jim, which one's the one that you're on about for that?
I shouldn't say it's metagaming.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. Just these are decisions.
Okay.
However, as metagaming as it may be, as more seasoned players to non-seasoned players, a bit of guidance may help.
You know what? It's probably fair. I think we've all just sort of been on Mondays, Tuesdays so used to sort of hamstringing ourselves in that regard.
Yes.
Are you really sure you want to write the fact that you are a bastard? You really want to send that out there in the world?
Is that not? I've passed it literally to Lyndon, like, possibly via his door. He's in the room next door to me. I'm probably posting it under his doorway.
Okay.
Everyone in that room has just heard this go on.
Fair?
It would have woken up your cousin Prince Aster as well, so he would have come in during that. So now
I'm also like I'm hashtag naive.
Yeah. Supposedly.
Oh, I know, but the thing that I always the way I always see things is if it's written down, it can't be taken back.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I kind of knew I was writing it and that it could get seen, but everyone in the room knows.
Well, we will move on to the war room. I'm going to give you this list of everyone who's there. So when you all get there is a hush in the room. Just so you know, you can see the list of people who are there and who are there out the fairies as well. This is not
not including us.
Not including you, no. This is everyone else who's there. So I've not included you four in it. But this is the list of everyone who's there. So there's a hush over the war room. Some don't know why they've been summoned or why some courts have not been involved. If anyone hasn't been. The Queen puts a map down and says, "Hello all. Today we begin a plan. We begin to plan a prison break from the unseelie forgotten cells. My niece, Princess Mer'a, at great cost to herself, has given as much information as she can about the whereabouts of the prison and the security level of each corridor. It seems my sister has taken people from each of our courts and put them in these cells. Some are for a ritual, others are trophies of war or to fuel her power. I am putting Lord Tharion Windgrace in charge of the plan for liberating these prisoners. Once we have them safe, we can put those responsible on trial. Now, I've asked representatives from each court here to see if you will lend a hand to this cause and liberate those she made to forget. What say you?" Hardine, my eye says, Aye! We love a good scrap! And each of the court in turn agrees to assist. So, ladies and gentlemen, you will have a prison break to plan. Now, I rolled a check for Mer'a outside of this, and she was able to give you the following information about the staff on each level. And how it works. So the entrance leads to level 1 of the cells. Those cells can be lockpicked. She can't tell you what staff is in them, but she can tell you what the security level is. So, and Tharion, you would get this in your head that in the entrance, that's where the fair bargains can be found in the desk. Next, you were told that level 2 security will need a lockpicker and someone with good magic to disarm the wards, such as if anyone has dispel magic. Farida. Between level 2 and 3 is where the prisoners' items are, such as if they had any weapons. And then level 3 will require powerful magic, such as tokens, to open each one. In level 3, there are 10 cells that can be opened. So between you all, you would need 10 tokens. You currently have 5 between you all. There is a back exit through the kitchen, which does lead to level 3. So, during the meeting, all the unseelie dark elves, I'm very sorry, Trev, because this is about to happen to you, drop to the floor, writhing in unimaginable pain. Mer'a speaks. She knows what documents my brother misplaced. She's furious. She's moving the prison location in 3 nights. And she starts screaming. So does Nita. Trev, I'll let you decide if your character would be screaming as well, because I'm about to do what the attack is. Because I made an attack myself today for this.
Okay. Sure. You've said that it's pretty bad,
It is.
and everyone's screaming. So yeah, I'll scream along. Why not?
I will extend the crate. Jim, you've told me it's control I need to press, isn't it?
For what?
Targets.
Yes, hold down control, and then you can select the targets on the combat track, if that's what you're trying to do.
I need to remove everyone she's already got on there. You all take a bit of damage there. And there you go.
Yeah.
And the marks that you all had, they burn and they disappear. Anyone who's watched that can give me a Arcana check, please. Farida, do you want to give me one? There we go. Trev, I will also let you take one because it seems like Vicky's going to get the best one anyway, but
Okay, that's fine.
I'll still let you do it.
Oh yeah, real
Right.
bad.
Right, so 15. You feel the Queen is conserving her energy by taking these marks magic back. And I believe Vicky, Farida. You believe the Queen has been weakened by people remembering. She's taking these marks back to help start regaining her power. You think that if, with a powerful enough spell such as sending, that people would be able to communicate with those in the cells now. Because her magic is waned a bit due to people remembering in the cells. So the Forgotten cells, the magic isn't as strong as it was there, because she's taken some magic pack to prepare to move the prison, if that makes sense.
Right, okay. So the memories that we're having is basically making her weaker. The
Yes.
magic.
People remembering is making... Do you tell this to anyone in there?
Yes.
Okay.
We all need to know that.
So you tell them all that the magic that she's due to people remembering that the prison is starting to be a little weakened, and you think a sending spell could help, and that people remembering is also weakening the magic there, and that ascending and that certain magics might be able to send messages to prisoners in there.
Have any of us got the sending magic spell
I
thing?
believe some of you may have sending, yes.
Okay.
You mean message?
No, sending.
Okay.
Message is only a certain radius. Sending is a lot further, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, sending is anyone, anywhere.
Where you can just send anything.
Yeah, it's
Nope, it's a message of 25 words or less to someone you know the name of anywhere, and they just get it immediately.
Wow.
Unless they're on a different plane of existence than you, there's only a 5% chance of failure.
So there you go.
Awesome. I like that.
It's one of the best spells.
It's a it's a voice message that you can't refuse.
Yep.
It's an unsolicited dick pic in the form of words. You just can't say no to it. It just arrives on your phone of your mind.
Well, I have all my memories when I'm asleep, so I think maybe having more naps might help.
There's other ways you can remember. Okay. We'll go on to the next bit then. Guards rush in and go walk over to the High Elves and say that there's been a break-in into the ladies of the Elven Court's dormitory. However, the people who tried to break in are now in cells. They are Earl Buttercup and Tamar Onyx, who tried to break in and attack a certain countess. Tharion. Eldracus, hearing this.
What countess was that? That would
Countess
be.
Buttercup.
Uh-huh.
Buttercup.
Alandra. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Now, this War Council is winding down at the minute. You've all agreed to help. They have all agreed to assist Tharion. And then you've had this. So the High Elves are... What are you wanting to do, Tharion? Are you wanting to interrogate the prisoners? Are you wanting to go see if the ladies are okay? And Cedar and Jimmy?
Yes, when the guards come through, I'll instruct them. Please ensure that all available security is directed toward the cells. I will investigate the dormitories presently, and then I will be through for questioning. No tea for them. In fact, if they don't eat or drink again, that may be for the best.
We can't do that, sir.
I'm fairly certain you can. It's just you're not willing to.
So you exit the war room. Anyone else who's still in there wanting to do anything? Ask any questions before you go? Because you still have you have about 3 hours left before the afternoon tea, which is the event, which is at 3 p.m.
Yeah, I think, even as far as the War Council goes, I would still like to cast Cure Wounds on Princess Mira.
Aww. I'll make you able to see her.
Yeah, 1 second. No, it's okay. I know it's roughly 20. Okay, there we go. I'll just... There we go.
Thank you very much. Well,
Of course.
It's you first, so we'll follow you. What are you doing next?
Heading to the dormitories to make sure everything's okay there and secure the location.
Okay, so we'll follow you for what you do. We'll do your first bit of what you do next. So you see Atlandra is in a bit of a shaken state, and the ladies are trying to calm her down. Jimmy's pacing. You're finally here.
Pray forgive the intrusion, but what precisely happened here?
They blew open the door, and they were trying to drag her out.
And then?
Or should I say, her hopefully soon to be ex-husband blew open the door. Timur was with him, and they tried to drag her out. Cedar and I managed to wrestle, well, with the help of the ladies and a few of their spells that they cast, managed to stop them. And then we got the guards to come in and help get rid of them out of the room. It was a bit of a shock. I don't think they expected as many of us to be here as there was.
It is good that you were here. And I'd like to just look around the room and just quickly size up if there's any lingering open defences.
The door that's been blew off.
Other than the obvious door's been blown off. Because it seems a little bit half-cocked.
It does, doesn't it? As if someone was so angry about what he'd received that he wasn't thinking. Would you like to give an insight check?
Sure.
Oh, easily. From the Earl wasn't thinking when he came and did this. He was just enraged when he attacked the door. And I'm trying to drag her away. You're not sure if this was... Because you don't know the Earl as well as you used to know him. You don't know if this is fully his plan. Or if it was...
Or if he was doing it for Vitorin.
Yeah.
I think Tharion just sort of takes a deep breath, thankful that his allies were able to defend themselves. And say, I think I'm going to go and have a quiet chat.
We'll move on from you then, before you have your...
But before I do go as well, I'll just see Alandra in particular. I guess I'll get down to one knee because I'm assuming she's sat,
Yes.
and say, I am terribly sorry for the ordeal you are continuing to go through, my lady. Though small consolation it may be, attempted kidnapping is a superb ground for divorce.
She nods. Thank you.
It is of no matter. Leave it with me, I shall see the matter through. And then I, stand, turn on my heel quickly, go to leave the room, and he's storming towards the cells.
Eldracus. Hello.
Hello.
What you doing? Still in the war
Um,
room. You've just had this bomb.
Yeah.
You're in a lot of pain, and you've just been told that Tamar and Buttercup are in prison now for attempting to go after the Countess.
I will turn to the Queen. Am I correct in assuming that this place where we are all having this, is this all considered like neutral, or is someone hosting it?
Neutral, but the Queen is hosting it because she's in charge. This is her domain.
Right. So the Queen is hosting it. Right. Okay. Right. So I will straight away. I'll the Queen, and I'll say. It may be better to offer the Earl perhaps some sort of amnesty for this in exchange for information. It is an opportunity. I'm unsure of what information he would have, so that is a choice or a risk that you would have to take, Your Majesty. However, Tamor, being not lauded in the eyes of the rest of the courts, essentially has attacked a princess of another royal. I don't see any sort of leniency for that sort of thing. It would depend on what you would want to accomplish as far as Vitorin would go, because he is a trusted man of Vitorin. However, given the circumstances, you are well within your rights, as well as the other Fae in your realm, to demand his execution. It just all depends on what you wish to gain from all of this.
I'm very aware. We will see how the talk goes with Lord Windgrace. If you wish to assist him, you are more than welcome to. I will say this. If they do have any information that they wish to give us, it may help any charges that may be brought against them. Also, we will not be sentencing them until we know more of what is found in the prison.
I do not believe Tamor will volunteer any information. He is
I do not think so
loyal to the
either,
prince.
unless the prince ends up in the unless when you go, well, now that you are free of her brand, if the prince turns up at the prison and attacks you, which I'm guessing she may send him, he may end up in a cell next to Tamar, and then maybe Tamar will be more open to speaking.
As situations go,
We can only see what will happen.
I will go and see what they have to say.
And I guess you will be going to assist Tharion in the prison.
Yeah, so while Tharion is getting all angry at the broken door, I was having that conversation, and I guess we'll kind of meet at the prison roughly at the same sort of time in that sort of case.
Farida, you've seen all this craziness
Hello.
happen. Anything you're doing?
Yes. Well, so we've got all this information now about, all the how we're gonna do this whole prison break thing.
There's different levels of security.
Yeah.
Lockpick, second is first level. Second level is lockpick and dispel magic, which I think you conveniently picked dispel magic.
Yes.
How
She's very happy about that as well.
How convenient. And I believe your sleight of
She
hand is
thinks she's-
quite good as well.
Sleight of hand is good, so
Yeah,
I may be able to lockpick.
Yeah,
I
so your
don't think
sleight
I've
of
ever
hand is
tried,
quite good.
but-
And the level 3 would be you'd have to burn tokens. So if you love the tokens that you've already got, you're going to have to get some more.
What? How can we get more tokens?
Bonds
What
with,
would I need to do?
bonds with other characters or story bits that you get, that you do.
Okay.
So
I do like the tokens that I've got, but I'd give them up
you'd give them up.
to save all those people.
I know Jim
Yeah,
doesn't
to
want to
save all
give
those
up.
people.
I know Jim doesn't want to give up one of his, which is the really cute little bird pin that he's got.
I don't want to give up the rose.
You don't want to
The
give
rose
up
is
the
the best
rose.
one.
So that
But-
means if you two don't have those two, that means you have to get quite a bit more. You'd need because if you take away those two, then you've only got 3. Because Eldracus got one last time from picking a side between the evil Victorian and Princess Mer'a, and he picked Princess Mera''s side.
Politics is a funny thing.
It is. That's why I made you pick. And who knows?
We've got to think.
Jordie might have one at the end of this session for.
I get a what? I was on the toilet. I get a what?
Like for being the courtship that she doesn't want to be in.
Yeah.
She might get a token for having a massive duke.
Who knows what
Fine.
you might get one up for? But any, are you going up to Locke? Are you checking in with him, or are you doing anything else?
Yeah, I'll speak to Locke as well, just find out what's going on and if he's okay and things. Yeah.
Hey. He looks like he hasn't slept well. That he might be a bit exhausted. Dun dun dun. The boys know what exhausted means. I haven't done the effect of. Actually, I forgot to put the effect of. Never mind.
Well, how can we kind of get more information from these unseelie people?
Well, you can always approach
Well, I'm
Princess
trying.
Mer'a or Princess Nita. You have those two there. They're still in the room. They haven't left.
Mm.
Shall we go speak to them?
Yes, I would like to speak to them.
He takes you over to the princesses. He bows. They curtsy. I assume you curtsy as well, as is the royal
Yeah.
greeting.
Yes, what I want to know really, I don't really know how to put it into proper words, but I want to know like if I can get close to them somehow to basically find out more about them, like trick them in some way.
You don't have to trick them. You can
Like-
just become friends with them, you know. Trick them.
I know.
Vicky.
I just want to be really like sneaky and find out like use like see if I can find out more things. Find stuff like important information. I don't really know how though.
They greet you. Mer'a and Nita look like they've been through a lot. Whatever that blast was that removed the marks, and they had more marks than Eldracus had on them. They had quite a few. They're quite badly injured. Luckily for Mer'a, she got healed a bit by Tharion. But sorry, I'm not quite okay. How are you both?
I've definitely been better, but at least we can see a plan now of what we can do going forward.
If you are wanting more information, I did give a document to, and she gives a smile and says, Lord Windgrace, that might be able to assist you with your planning.
What kind of document?
He has a list of who. Oh, we can speak freely, Nita. Nita smiles. We can. Okay. Mer'a smiles and nods. Okay, so Tharion has a list of all the prisoners and what cells they're in. For political reasons, I only gave it to him because it may affect some alliances who's in there because of certain secrets that would be revealed. She looks at Prince Locke and says, I wouldn't recommend you read it, but Farida, if you are wanting to find out information in there, I suggest, if you did, that you be very careful with the information you seek. It has the power to break families. I believe that the others, and you see that a lot of them seem to be writing down like a list of like names of who probably would be good at this situation if there was like fighting or lockpicking and things like that. I will get that list to my Tharion, so he can plan. If you have any skills that you think would be of use in the prison break situation, I would suggest letting them know, or letting your sister, because she'll be in charge of writing it down for your courts. And Prince Locke, I believe you're in charge of writing it down for your courts. And he nods.
Yes, I do have a few that might be useful, so I will make sure those get written down.
Gosh, it feels so weird not to have those marks on me. It still hurts where they were taken. Nita nods and says, we had so many. They both look at each other and say, where can I go for a nap? I think we need to recover. Yes, I think so too. They both smile and nod in their heads to go for a nap. To try and get rid of as much of this as they can.
Yeah.
So you've been given a bit of information from Mer'a, not full. Mainly because she had a bit of adrenaline from realising that she doesn't have eyes in the back of her skull anymore.
No.
That would mean Eldracus doesn't have eyes in the back of his skull anymore. So if he wanted,
Mm-hmm.
that means if you wanted to go to the prison, you can by all means. And we'll say that's you, Azzie. Your brother's gone and walked off with his girlfriend. What do you do with your fiancé in this room?
I'm sorry. I don't think it would be that big a deal.
He says, it's okay, Azzie. It's not how I wanted it to happen.
Yeah, no one wants to fall into a marriage with somebody they don't really want to be with. I'll talk to him. We'll get you
Stop.
freed out.
Azzie, it's not that I don't want to be with you. It's just this isn't how I wanted it to happen.
Okay. I mean, you've never been interested in me like that before.
I always try not to pursue you because I knew you were too good for me.
You're my friend. You're my we chat in the library and stuff. Nobody wants a wife who sits and reads all day.
I don't mind you reading. Look,
So
I was going. Why do you think I asked you for 2 dances? You know what that
to help me fill my dance card up.
That wasn't the reason why. You really are clueless, aren't you? He laughs.
It's not like it's obvious. It's not like you got down on one knee or anything.
Well, that's what I was going. It's what I was planning to do this morning before everything happened. But
Yeah, but you're only planning to do it because you've obviously pre-read the conclave and saw that it was a compromised position. Said that you had to apologise. I'm sorry, but I don't want you to feel like you forced to marry me.
really? Then why did I already have a ring?
Because we're at a marriage market. If every guy here doesn't already have a ring in their bag, they're a bit stupid.
I had a ring for you, you idiot.
And I don't know. I just want my mum. I don't know who my mum is anymore.
Your mum is still your mum. She's the one who raised you.
Yeah, but everyone's been keeping secrets. Even Azzie's keeping a secret. Arya's keeping a secret. Arya is raising as a baby, so she obviously must know something.
You can ask her now. She doesn't have the mark.
You don't have a mark either anymore. What were you being punished about knowing?
I saw. Okay, they can't find out that I told you this. I overheard Arya and Kid the King talking and saying that you deserve to know who your parents were.
Oh, so you both know. Great. And no one's telling me anything once again. And
Oh yeah, do you know what else I walked in on? I walked in on them 2 fucking.
I'm sorry, what?
Yep.
Oops. Ugh.
Oh shit, I said that a bit loud. Please ignore me. Speaking out of turn, ignore me. Ina goes into a whisper. Please don't repeat what I just said.
That's insane. How could they? She's always at my palace with me. He's at his palace. That makes no sense.
Where do you think she was when she wasn't there for you yesterday?
Getting my belongings ready.
She wasn't. You had to get yourself ready. You told me that.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean she wasn't down in the laundry room or something, or getting me a dress repaired, or out on an errand. Yeah, they were there. They were just helping set up. There's obviously been there all day helping everyone else. Are you sure you saw what you thought you saw?
Of course I did. I wouldn't tell you if I didn't see what I thought I saw.
And they probably wouldn't have told you if you thought you saw what you thought you saw. Or you knew what you thought they thought you knew.
Look,
I don't know what to do. I don't read books about intrigue
they give you
and,
a
like,
smile
secret.
and says, right then, I'm gonna ask you this question once. Do you want to marry me?
I don't not want to.
Then he takes your hand, gets down on one ring, gets down on one knee. Princess Azalea, Bellerose, will you marry me?
Yes, I suppose.
That's the most romantic answer I've ever got.
That's not the most romantic proposal I've ever got. Like, in books, it's on mountains and stuff.
He slides the ring on your finger, and the ring is your first token.
Woo, pretty. Interesting colour going on there. And it fits.
And it fits. How else? Of course he knew your size.
Did Arian know you liked me?
Yeah.
Was she encouraging me all along to make friends with the people?
It's because she knew I knew and she didn't want you to find out. And just so you all get to see the ring as well. It's pretty.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
I know.
Very nice.
it's not pretty. Sorry. Back into game. Okay, well, we need to talk to her. I need to find out if she knows about her parents. If all you know is that I'm not Locke's sister, and that now we all know I've got a twin, then I need to know for both of us when we get her out some answers. I need some answers. And then we need to save her or something, because she's stuck down there.
Locke couldn't access your birth certificate when he was trying the archives last night. You might be able to because it's yours. And
Well, what is the archives but a massive library? Let's go.
And that's where you'll be going. And then we move back to Tharion, who conveniently is meeting Eldracus, so this will be a twin's turn for you both.
Lord Farinoll, I hope you are feeling better after your spell.
A little rough around the edges. Asking. Tharion? I take it you are here to ask some questions.
Yes. I'm going to ask some questions, then I'm going to find some answers, one way or the other.
Then, shall we begin?
Let's. And we'll head on in.
You're granted access. You head down. There's the two gentlemen in the cells. Separate cells, of course. Who do you interrogate? Are you interrogating them in the cells, or you request them taken to a room so you can question them as good cop and bad cop?
I am going to say to Eldracus, please allow me 2 minutes. And I'm going to pull up a chair. Are they in the same cell, or are they in two separate cells?
Separate cells, but you can take them to an interrogation room if you do so wish.
Okay. I'm going to get out my notepad and I'm going to pull up a seat, put it right in front of the first one. Was Tamar, was it not?
Tamar, yes. It's Tamar
Yeah.
and El's Buttercup.
Yeah. And I'm going to cast openly Detect Thoughts.
Are you sure you don't want to do this in an interrogation room, so that they don't bounce off each other?
Why can they see each other if they're in separate cells?
Yes.
Then yes.
Okay. The first one is brought to you into the interrogation room. Who do you want first?
Tamar.
How did I guess? Okay. You get your 2 minutes first with Tamar.
No, it's 1 minute. It's only 1 minute I need.
1 minute. Okay.
Detect Thoughts lasts for 1 minute.
Okay.
And because I'm casting it openly, I'm not using any meta magic on this. And what I'm going to be doing is, if you could add him to the combat tracker, I'm going to make him make a save. Because I'm going to brute force it. Let's see, it is...
Naughty. I've also added the Earl on there as well for you.
1 second.
But if you do question him, but...
Okay. Oh, I will be, eventually. Let's see, there's Tamar. Straight in there. And I am going to scour his mind onto paper.
What are you looking for?
Everything.
Answer my question, what are you looking for?
I did answer you. I'm getting everything. And he knows I'm just tearing through his mind, and at this point I'm doing it relatively without care for his comfort. In particular, I guess, I want the location, I want the layout, I want the guard postings, everything that he knows about this jail cell, his interactions with Vitorin, the things he knows about Vitorin's, strengths, weaknesses, army compositions, routes, maps, layouts. I want everything.
At the end of
And I've got...
he will be starting to bleed out of his eyes and nose and ear holes, by the way, with how much you are wanting from me. Just to make you aware.
That's a him problem.
Okay, so Vitorin in particular, he knows that Vitorin's made some pacts with some powerful demons. He knows that he thinks there might be more than 30 guards. But he thinks there's probably about 10 per level, maybe. He's not too sure. He didn't really keep stock of that. He knows that Vitorin's after having 3 brides currently. The original one, Alandra. Second one, Farida. And he was recently intrigued by Azzie. But only kind of wanted her just because he seems to be getting a rise out of her, and it's not like the other 2 where he kind of wants to see the spark come out of their eyes because they're so sparkly and happy people. It's more of with Azzie, it's like he knows how to irk her and he's really enjoying it. You, with that fail, you know that the prince is not going to see his mother in person. He's kind of hiding out in the prison. The prince sent a letter to his mother explaining what happened and begged for her forgiveness. And then you all, he's still feeling the effects from what she did as well. he also had marks on him.
Did his marks also detonate?
Yes, his marks have been removed.
Okay.
Did I miss out anything there, Your Lordship?
Yeah, was this a Victorian idea or was this a Buttercup idea?
For the attack,
Yes.
it was purely the Earl reacting. Because he wasn't... It was more, how dare a commoner choose to leave me? It would be I leaving her. She has no right to do so.
Now, with that in mind, I've still got, 30 or so seconds of mind raping this fellow.
You're trying to kill this part. Well, I'm not going to
Say poor. No. Also, for the record, this spell doesn't actually do damage. I just don't care for the discomfort.
I've seen enough critical roll to know that I can choose this.
All right, then.
Thank you, Trev.
Okay. So I think. So I've got stuff pertaining to the mission right now, which is good. And you also wanted the layout of the prison, if possible.
You've already got a map. You've already been given a map by the High Queen. She had a map.
Okay, good.
From Mer'a before.
And the location of it, so as in not just the map of how it's laid out, but also how to get there, the best route.
Best route is by sea.
By sea? And how many days away is it in by sea?
It's not too far. The reason why it's not too far is you see in his mind that conveniently that Victoria's plan last night was have RL thrown through a portal that's in the woods not far from here that leads straight to the prison. So sea isn't actually the best route. It's the portal that's already set up to take you to the prison. But it was supposed to be for Victorian's use for kidnapping RL.
And the portal, to his knowledge, is going to stay up.
The portal's already been used this morning by Victorian, who ran away.
But it's not a one-use thing. It's going to stay there permanently, or at least for a while.
Yeah.
Good.
You just have to find it.
Okay. And he knows where it is. So I'm going to get that location as well.
Yeah, you get the location in the woods. You can see it and about how far away it is.
And the route to get there, just to be very precise.
Through the woods, it's literally you go outside, you go as if you're going towards the glade, and it's just before the glade.
Okay. And after that, how rough is he looking?
Quite rough.
And is he looking up at me, presumably feeling very sorry for himself at this point?
He's looking at you with pure venom in his eyes.
Oh, he's angry, is he?
He's pissed. You mind raping him, of course he's pissed.
Dear me. You're not that much good to us alive, are you? Back to the cell.
Do you have the net? And then the guards take him away? Are you...
Yeah, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the guards not only just take him away, I'm going to make sure that Buttercup sees what's happened to him, that he's, absolutely, bloodied up and broken mentally. Before...
You see this. You see him come out of the cell in this state.
I'll make a mental note of it, but I won't interfere.
Okay.
As long as Buttercup's seen it, and then request his presence in the interrogation room.
Are you requesting Eldracus with you for this one?
He can attend if he wishes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Are you using the same method on Buttercup?
No. Not at first, at the very least.
He's already glaring at you.
Does he not seem intimidated then?
No.
Okay.
Give me an insight roll. Trev, you can as well.
Oh!
Okay.
Booyah!
Trev.
Way to go.
Stem Buttercup truly hates Tharion and blames Tharion for the situation that he's in.
Right, okay.
It's because of Tharion he believes that all this is happening.
Right, okay. Eldracus doesn't know that Tharion stole stuff, so... Nope. So that's going to be...
Technically, neither does he.
Nope. Tharion, do you want to begin, or who's going to begin the interrogation of Stem Buttercup?
In fact, before he goes in there, I'm just going to say to Eldracus... So this is us two before we go into the room with Buttercup, yeah?
Okay.
I'm going to say... This man is not going to give me any relevant information. However, I hope he can confide in you. However, you will forgive a man the chance to settle a grudge. Not with anything so banal as with fists. That would be very unbecoming. But at the very least, I should prime this gentleman with the knowledge of what has transpired and what will transpire. With your consent, of course.
And what grudge, specifically? Information is key in this situation.
Sort of look at Eldracus and just sort of purse my lips just ever so slightly. Suffice it to say, it is a personal matter and not one of state.
Very well. But please do not harm him as you did with Timor. Timor, not being an earl, can be overlooked, but as unsavory as his deeds have been, he is still. So some restraint may be in order.
Of course. For what it's worth, I don't do what I did lightly. Rather, useful information was found which will assist with the matter discussed not that long ago. And that is why I'm not employing the same method again. And that is why I shall leave you to some discretion with your means for this fellow. Shall we?
We'll head on in.
As Buttercup is sort of getting, flanked by these two elven men of stature.
You had to bring in some backup, did you, Tharion? Windgrace. Couldn't sleep alone.
I am not his backup here, but court that you have just embarrassed in the most spectacular way.
You don't know what Tharion's done in the past.
Let me
far as
cut
I'm
this
aware.
very, very short for you, Earl. Your stupidity may yet be your one serving grace. Tamor has already given me plenty of very useful information, so I'm going to leave you alone with my friend here. and he is going to ask you some questions. And let me be very clear. If you hold anything back, you will be slain. If you bend the truth, or if I think you're bending the truth, you will be slain. If you forget anything, you will be slain. In fact, you're going to have to work tremendously hard to stay alive. Now, do you understand everything that I've said? Because if you don't, you will be slain.
Question, Tharion. By the way, just so you know, I traced one of those bills back to a bank. Was she good? My wife, the one you were paying.
We're the ones asking questions here.
Really?
Can I insight Tharion with that, please?
You certainly can.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think it'll be hard. 16 you've got to beat. I think your reliable talent will get it over that anyway.
I cannot fail with either deception or persuasion.
You might roll a 1.
I can't roll a 1. Reliable pushes me straight to 10.
That's right. Yeah.
So,
Fair enough.
next week's Enclave, virgin or not?
Okay, I just can't read you in this particular moment in time. You're masking yourself to photo.
Mm-hmm.
It's very convenient she chooses to divorce me when you're around again. You were sniffling at her. Don't think I don't remember.
It's interesting you choose to speak of the past when I'm here to speak of the future. If anything, you're the one who's destroyed your own.
He rolled his eyes. Let me guess. Good cut back up. Is that what we're playing here?
Oh no. Perhaps you, with the way that you've chosen to live your life, begging and scraping to get what little titles you had, fail to understand what true class is. So I'm going to leave you with my good friend here, Lord Farinoll, a title earned, not simply bought.
I didn't buy mine, you idiot. You really are an imbecile, Tharion. Windgrace.
It's interesting. You say that, and yet you act like so much new money.
At least I get you out of my sight again. Piss off.
I recognise that this is an interrogation room, but if you look hard enough, perhaps you might search and find some decorum. And then I'll step out and leave Eldracus to interrogate.
Would you care to explain yourself?
No.
Nothing? No explanation as to your extreme lack of judgment for your actions?
My wife needed to apologize for her behavior, leaving her husband and running off, and then divorcing me. How dare she divorce me?
Perhaps. However,
Victorian
brazenly,
that I'm behind bars right now, he probably would have done the same.
perhaps. But I don't think he would have taken his aide, or one of them, to do what you were trying to do. What were you trying to do? What do you think the outcome of this would have been?
I didn't expect so many people there, okay? apologize, beg for forgiveness at choosing to divorce me.
So you decided to go and get her in the middle of the day, breaking down the door that you knew she shared the accommodation with others, and you thought it was a good idea.
Yes.
I just want to be very clear about this.
I wasn't thinking at all. I was angry, especially the fact that the new chambers she has are conveniently next door to Tharion Windgrace.
You really are an idiot. Do you know that?
Yes.
The position you have put, not myself, but the entire court and the queen is
I'm not technically
obviously
your
beyond your
court.
comprehension.
I'm not technically your court, remember?
Oh, don't give me that rubbish. You were acting with a member of our court.
He just so happened to want to assist me.
Of course he did. And now you're both court, which is an incredible embarrassment. Not only to our court, but to yourself. So your earlship, do you think that you would retain it after this absolute disgrace?
My wife is the one who's a disgrace. She's choosing to leave me after everything I've given her.
You just don't get it. That doesn't matter right now.
He's rolling his eyes and he's not really listening anymore.
Oh, I'm gonna slap him real hard.
The man who said no violence.
I don't care. No, I'm gonna properly slap him real hard.
He's just glaring at you now.
Right? Just whap. Think harder. You have committed quite an atrocity in not our court, a completely different one, where their laws are governed. You will be executed.
I
Don't you get it? She won't need a divorce. You have quite happily given it to her. Not only that, but you have rid yourself from her life. So well done.
He's just kind of glaring at you now. He doesn't.
And do you think Tamor is idiotic enough to not know this?
Why don't you ask him? He followed me. He assisted me.
Exactly. He assisted you in doing something we all knew was idiotic, foolish.
If you knew anything, you'd know I have an agreement with Vitorin. Although this is my idea, he's the one that said that I have to keep her pure for him.
He's not here.
I know. I have to make sure that Tharion doesn't sleep with her. Now that's up to you.
Now, why would Prince Vitorin want her kept pure?
Because he wants her. He only wants them pure. Same as Farida, same as Azalea, and any other one that he desires is what he wants. Asking yourself.
So you thought getting yourself locked up in here was the best way to go about doing that for Prince
I wasn't
Vitorin?
thinking my wife's divorcing me. We're going round in circles. Just be done with it. Are you going to slap me again?
Yeah, I'll slap him again.
He just goes silent and he's not going to respond anymore.
Question. Would I know Would I know if he had
If he had...
a mark, a hidden mark?
He did have one, but not for the Queen. From the Queen, he
He had one from Vitorin.
He has more than one from Vitorin.
Right. Would it stand to reason that that mark is what's preventing him from saying a bit more on this?
Give me an insight.
He got a nat 20 insight on him before. Come on.
I'll let it carry. Oh, Jim.
It's only because it's a nat 20, and Trev rarely rolls a nat 20.
Oh, thanks for the charity.
You think that's also probably what's making him act like this as well? Not thinking.
Yeah, I kind of suspected that anyway.
Yeah, Vitorin's behind a lot for STEM. What was the question again? Sorry.
It was just about the mark, just whether he had one from the Queen on.
He doesn't have one from the Queen, just Vitorin.
Just he had one from Vitorin. Right, okay.
Some agreements that him and Vitorin have made. There's ones pertaining to the Countess, but some have made him the way he is, where he doesn't think as rationally as he would have. Because if he hadn't, you get the feeling with that nat 20 that if he hadn't attacked her, he probably would have attacked Tharion and demanded satisfaction.
Okay. Right. Do I know if he knows himself?
He doesn't know himself that he's acting any different. He just thinks that's the way he acts.
Right.
He just thinks as far as he's aware, he's acting the same way he always has. He's just very angry.
Right. Are his marks from Vitorin on his wrists? Basically, somewhere that I can show him.
He wouldn't be able to see them because they are hidden. You get the idea that he would have marks. You don't know where he would have them because they're hidden. You would need someone like the High Queen to remove them, and when they remove them, they'd burn, unless something happened to Vitorin and then they were taken off.
Right. Okay. I will. I'll leave him. I've got no more questions at the minute for him.
Okay, then we'll move past you two because you two have had your long rounds there, and we'll go to Farida. You've been given some information that Tharion might be able to help you with the information you seek. You know that your memories, you've been getting them while you sleep. You remember last time that the High Fae were able to help people piece back some memories. What do you want to do, Farida?
Well, I suppose what I'd need to do really is try and speak to them then.
So there's Prince Naro, who you know that your sister Irina has something with. There is Princess Maya, who is the daughter of the Queen, and there is the Queen. Who do you want to go towards out of the three?
Well, probably the best one would be Naro then, seeing as he knows me already.
Well, he doesn't know you, he knows your sister. So he is currently talking to your sister, so you approach him, I assume, was still lock in tow, so you both head over.
Yes. I can't go anywhere without him now. So how do they help piece together memories, though? Like, what do you mean by that?
You can
Like, how?
ask him if he'd be able to help you both.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's what I'll do then. I'll ask him if he can help us. We're having some difficulties remembering things, and we've heard that they can help.
Okay. I can help you both. See, both still on there. Actually, I think I took him off. Yes, I did.
Are you putting him back on now?
I have to put him
Oh.
back on. Yes, I do. Different drop. There we go. Yeah, lock is on there. So, as requested, and he does look to your sister first to see that it's okay. She nods. And doesn't give me an option for an effect on this. Give me a second. No, it just says action.
What's the spell?
Greater Restoration, Trev.
It doesn't. So basically, it cures things. So you would cast that and then just end the effect on other things.
Okay, so if I just... Okay, he casts Greater Restoration on you both. So it's 2 spell slots I'll have to use on him, isn't it, Trev?
Yes, because one casting each.
Yep. Farida, we'll go to you first.
Yes. What do you want me to do?
Your eyes close, and you're gonna get another memory. I had nothing written down for this, so this one's just one on the fly. You have a memory of your sister just singing to you to try and help you fall asleep after Victorians branded you. You see a very pale looking girl on the other side. Of this across the way. She has like cherry red hair, and she starts singing and joining in, and she's got Farida Wakes, and she starts joining in singing. It makes the children in the cells smile as she sings. It's very beautifully as your sister Anya's singing, and it's just a memory of her singing and the girl across the way joining in, and just the kids. And you open your eyes and you smile to your sister, and you start joining in the singing as well. And then all of a sudden the guards come down and say, "Knock it off!" And they all stop singing because they don't want the guards to do anything. And that's the memory that you get.
So, do I actually see anybody? Do I see a guard? Do I like see what he looks like or anything?
You see the guards. They're just drow guards. They're armoured, so you can't really see too much of the face. And then you wake up. Locke takes a bit longer to wake up, but then he does. Then he looks at you. Are you okay?
I'm trying to figure out who the girl is.
Girl?
There was a girl with red cherry hair singing along with me. She was very pale. Very blurred. I'm not sure.
That's my He looks over at Azalea for a moment and then looks back. That's my sister, Cherry Blossom. Jordie, will you give me a perception check to see if Azzie hears that?
Am I not in the archives?
This will be, we'll say, actually, yeah, you are, because you'll have already left, so you'll have missed this. Sorry, Jordie, you don't get this part.
That's good. It's cool. It's cool.
It's
Cool.
cool.
Sorry, I just thought to clarify. It's cool.
I forgot you left for a moment there, so yeah. So he looks at where Azalea left and says that. Yeah.
And Cherry Blossom was locked up with Locke.
Yeah, but that is, Locke got locked up after you, but after you were locked up, but while you were still in the cells. So the memory that you've had is before he was locked up.
Right. Can I get any more memories, or is that just the one that I can get from Naro? Can he help me with anything else or not?
He's giving you a memory back. Come on, girl. He says,
Is there anything else that I saw in this memory?
that's about it. You saw that there were, how many cells there were probably in that level. There were, all in all, there were 10 cells in that level. And it seemed the one that you were in wasn't high security. Give me an insight check.
Yep.
Or investigation, which one you prefer.
I'll try investigation.
Okay. Nope.
I got 4.
Nope. You got a nat one. Nope, you don't get anything else. Sorry, Vic.
Oh man.
Right.
So I'll take it level 3 is where my sword probably is. If all the weapons and things are at the top.
You got a nat one, Vicky. I can't give you that answer where you think it would be.
Well, it's in the brain.
I'm trying to think, because that's...
I'm just going through the spells and like skills and stuff I've got. I've got quite a bit that might possibly help with this. With the sleight of hand and stuff, and I do have
with the cells and stuff like that. You do. Just if you read knock, it is very loud because I know that you have knock. Not that I'm saying this in front of the 2 people who'll probably be helping you plan, which is Jim and Trev. Vicky has knock and dispel magic and sleight of hand. Hint, hint. Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And other things like cure wounds and other things.
Jim, you
Old
no,
person.
he's not even noting this down. I thought he would be.
Already knew.
You didn't ask me those questions. I only told you some of it. You also have disguise self, so you could disguise yourself as a guard.
Yes, I've thought of this already.
So
I could do that. I could disguise myself and then go and try and pick the lock. Cause, well, it sounds simple, but
you don't
I'm
know.
sure it won't be.
You don't know how rough the locks are going to be, but yeah, you've...
I'm thinking of maybe planning another performance, maybe with Jimmy.
Okay, so you say that's
Trying
luck,
to get
and
some more tokens, maybe.
You say that you're planning another performance. Are you going to see if he takes you over to the Queen, Your Highness, and he bows You curtsy.
Curtsy, yeah.
With the afternoon tea, will there be any music? She smiles and says, there will be music if anyone is wanting to perform. I already have some people down on the list. If you are wanting to be one of the performers, Farida, feel free to put your name down
I would
on
love
the
to.
list. You add your name to the list of people who would like to perform. I think that you would do well maybe doing a duet with Princess Paradita.
Oh yes. Yes, I would love to do that. I was forgetting all about her then. What about a three-way?
She
Or,
has her
you
heads in
know.
her hands. And Locke says to you, phrasing, what she means is she's performed so well with Lord Stars that she would love to perform with him again. He already put his name
Yeah.
down on the list. It's either that or it's up to you. You could try performing with Alandra again. It's very much up to you. We'll see who performs with who. We'll come up with a list later.
And will there be any fireworks?
We are not going into the late evening. We'll probably be finished by so starting. We'll probably be done by 7, so there won't be any fireworks. It's up to everyone else what they want to do for the evening. But there is a bar that will be open with some music, outdoor music. We don't have a tavern here. We have a bar with some music, so people can dance outside.
I will think of something spectacular.
But that's for after the afternoon tea. During the afternoon tea, it's normally a string quartet and things like that. Okay, we'll end yours, and I believe we're heading to the archives. Jordie, you enter this massive room, and it's filled with loads of cabinets with different files and everything. You see some pieces of paper flying, going into different cabinets. And as you enter, a person on a flying desk comes down to you and says, how can I help you?
Apologies, was AFK. Go back about a minute.
You've gone into the archives. The archives has flying, like, what's the word?
Flying papers and
Has
documents.
flying has cabinets. There's papers that are flying about, and then there's someone on a flying desk who comes down to you and says, how can I help?
I need to access the birth records for the flower kingdom.
Okay, they're over there.
Awesome, thank you.
She summons a platform for both you and Lord Willows to go on, and you go over. Please give me an investigation check.
2 seconds. Was it skills, isn't it? Skills, investigation. Oh, cool, 18, 15, that's not bad.
Not bad at all. First of all, so you find Cherry Blossom's birth certificate first.
Okay, so...
just before you grab it, he holds it a second and says, are you sure you want to read this?
It makes sense to find out what's going on.
Once you do this,
my whole life's a lie.
It's not a lie. Your parents are good people. They are the ones who raised you.
I could be a commoner, living on the streets.
You are not. You were adopted by them, which means you're still a princess.
I don't know anymore. I need answers, and if I don't have answers, I can't work things out, and books give answers, and I want the answers.
He shakes his head and lets you look. Are you ready to find out who your parents are?
It's me, I was going to say I'm confused. Yeah, I just need to find out so that I can figure out what to do next.
On your birth certificate, it reads Mother Arya Clark. Father King.
Stop a second. Stop. Arya's my mother.
He grabs it and says, "Do you want to read any more, or do you want to just leave it at this?"
Why would she not just tell me that though? She's been in my room, like bringing me up. She's literally my nursemaid from like the age of like 1. Like, well, I'm obviously younger than that now, but like she could have told me at any point.
He reads the next bit and says, "It's not a good idea for you to read this next bit, but if you want to know, you can know."
You can't hold secrets from me. Like, you've literally just finally been able to talk for the first time in like months.
He passes it, and you read your father's name, King Vetch Bellerose.
This is insane. See, wait a second. I am not Locke's sister. I'm his cousin. And the king is my dad. And there's another person, the cherry blossoms in the...
Right, you need to not say this so loud. People can hear you.
Why did you bring me here if you didn't want me to, like...
I
react?
I wanted to be here when you find out, but you...
I mean, we could have just took the paperwork out of the building. Like... Oh!
Take a breath. Breathe with me.
This makes no sense. Do they all know?
Do who know?
Well, I'm assuming my parents... Oh, my adopted parents might know who my real parents are, which means that they've been lying to me too. And do they know I have a twin? Why would they not take both of us? That makes no sense.
Because...
Where's my birth certificate?
And your birth certificate is the next one, and you see on it everything on there, it confirming the exact same thing. And that when you look on the birth certificate, you were born slightly before your sister.
Well, small upside, I suppose. I got the better name. What if she's hurt? How have I not felt her or thought about her? How do I not?
Is your character starting to have a panic attack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you?
How do we not? Where?
I want you to roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom saving throw. That's under main, isn't it? Whiz.
Yep.
No saves. Whiz saves. One is the. Oh, nice!
Ooh, you're fine. You are absolutely perfectly
Still.
fine. That's 20, girl. Well done.
The one time we could do that.
You guys are getting that 20s. Gosh. How dare you,
Like,
indeed. You fine? Sorry.
I grab his jacket in a moment of stress. Because they've got to find her.
We'll rescue her. I will ask Lord Windgrace to make sure that we are part of the team.
No, we're waiting. We could go on our own.
We are not going into a prison by ourselves. That's idiotic.
We can be invisible for like a minute. It'll work. We'll go around a corner. We'll go invisible for a minute at a time. We'll make it.
As Azzie, listen to me. Being part of the squad to get people out is the best chance for us to get your sister out.
Where are they going? I can't wait too long. It's not fair. Like, I've been out here, like,
We are gonna...
chilling in a library my whole life, and she's in a prison.
You didn't know that. Not until...
Now I know. Can't.
We're gonna help her. And Farida's gonna help her sister. You're gonna help yours.
Hopefully they'll be able to be near each other or get to know each other. Have a friend on the way out, at least.
We'll help them. Okay.
Mm.
I promise.
Fine. Let's go back. This was what Locke found yesterday. Do I even confront, like, Arya? Or do I wait?
What do you...
Is there any point? Like, originally, like, I thought that I'd get married to someone and then I'd, like, beg for her to be able to come with me so she can raise my children eventually. And now I'm just like, do I even want her?
That's your choice.
I need to see Locke. Let's go.
Okay, and you leave. Now, do you guys want to leave it here for tonight?
Probably good place to do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good little ending place.